Hello everyone, my name is Azatru, how are you? And welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. In this video, we are going to be exploring the capital ships of the prequel era, the Republic Venator and the Separatist Dreadnought. This video was heavily requested after we explored the sequel era capital ships, so now let's move on to these ships. Let's take a look at the Dreadnought first before moving on to the Venator later on in the video. So this is what the Dreadnought map looks like from the outside of the hangar. It's a big black box with some detail around the hangar for the cutscenes, but for the most part it's pretty plain. It's got some turrets here and there. I'm using the Geonosis map only because I checked all of the other maps and the lighting was causing a lot of flickering and it was really hard to see outside of the ship map, so that's why I'm using it. There are some stationary droid gunships probably to spawn them in the cutscenes. Now this is up close and personal with the detail just outside of the hangar, which you wouldn't normally see because you can't go that far. But now let's go inside the ship itself, and it isn't what you'd think it would be. If we go through the roof, you can see the various props and objects that are put together to make this map, this structure of the ship. And behind the closed doors on this map, there is nothing behind them. I know some people like to believe that there might be a secret room behind there, but in most game maps, it's not like that. They are simply an endpoint. There is nothing behind them to save on memory, especially when you can't see behind them. Now, let's go into the Droid Spawn, and as you can see, up and down, it's just a chasm where you can fall to the death. There is nothing really there. But if we move into one of the objective rooms, we can take a look up close at this core part which you can destroy, and it goes quite far down into the map actually, where you can fall to your death if you aren't looking. Moving on a bit, you can see that these corridors are just all perfectly placed. There's nothing behind them and it looks fantastic. Now, I noticed a weird glitch here. You can actually see a different colour to this floor texture by going behind that part of the map. But anyway, let's move on a little bit more. And, you know, sometimes you might see the corner of a prop that shouldn't be there, but it's not really a big deal. Moving on to the other objective room, and it's basically the same. There is so much detail that goes into these kinds of props, and they just look fantastic. Moving through the ship even more, and you can see that it's quite hollow, but it looks great, and it does the job so well. It really creates that immersion that you're actually on a capital ship. And here is a close-up of the ship hangar with the turrets and the extra detail just outside the shield. Moving on to the Venator, and this map is gorgeous. So this whole hangar area goes all the way down here and is actually closed off, unlike on the Kashyyyk map. You can fly through this. This door is actually open, but you can't go down here in a normal game because of the out of bounds. But just look at the scale of this map. It's so much bigger than the Dreadnought, purely because of that hangar pretty much. Here are 4 pipes on each side of the map. I want you guys to remember these for later because they are a little bit interesting why they pop up so far out of the map. Now, as you can see, the hangar is very well detailed all the way down to the end of the ship, but outside of those little hangar bays, there is nothing behind them, as you'd expect. Now, moving on to just outside the hangar door, it's a lot smaller compared to the Dreadnought. The hangar doors are for the Venator, and there is a bit of detail there, but moving through the ship now, and there is a lot of pipes on this map, and we are going to be exploring the different pipe layouts. So let's go under the floor for a little bit, and you can see that chasm there, which we will explore in just a moment's time, and go through the pipes in the roof, because they go on quite far. They go run through the ship, and it's really cool to see the incredible detail. Just look how tall this map actually is. You don't see this, but moving into this room, and you can see the chasm goes pretty low down. You can fall to your death if you're not looking, and there is a lot of pipes in this area. But notice that there are those 4 pipes I mentioned earlier going all the way down, 4 on each side at the bottom going through the ground. There is also 4 going out of the map at the top in that area. I don't know why that is, because they are extended so far. I suppose there has to be a logical reason, but I also found this random pipe end sticking out of the map. No others were, just that one for some reason. But that is the Republic Venator. Just look at the size of that. It's absolutely huge. And I love the look of the ship from the outside and the interior. One of my favourite looking maps in the game. But that is it for the exploration of the Separatist Dreadnought and the Republic Venator. This was all made possible using Open Game Camera. You can download it in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. And remember, I've explored every single map in the game, so there is a playlist in the top right hand corner of the screen that you can go check out and see all of the maps explored in Battlefront 2. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like if you enjoyed this. And check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you did miss them. And I shall see you in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.